After 20 years of dedication to her job, Bella was abruptly fired, dismissed as too old, and replaced by someone cheaper. Heartbroken and unsure of her future, she never expected what came next. A helicopter hovering outside her home, bringing a visitor who would change her life forever. Hi everyone, welcome to Tales Unveiled. Let's get started. Bella was a 58-year-old woman who worked in a pastry shop in her hometown for more than 20 years. Bella worked in that pastry shop and did her best to ensure that the shop grew. As someone who loved to bake and make pastries herself, Bella loved the pastry shop wholeheartedly and took care of it as if it were her business. Since Bella had been working at the pastry shop for many years, many regular customers knew her and were very fond of her. Over the years, new customers and returning ones knew they could rely on Bella because she never disappointed them. Bella took all the cakes and pastry orders personally and ensured everyone got their money's worth. If a customer complained about something, Bella would make corrections immediately and even replace the customer's order just to ensure that all her customers were satisfied. Every morning, Bella would wake up as early as 6 o'clock a.m., do some light chores around the house, make breakfast for herself and her cat, and then leave for work by 7 o'clock a.m., even though the pastry shop was very far from where Bella lived. She would leave the house on time to beat traffic, which she did most of the time. The reason Bella always tried to get to the pastry shop on time was because she would have to bake fresh cookies and cupcakes every day, and she knew that most of her customers would stop by in the morning to buy her cookies and cupcakes. She didn't want to disappoint them. "Can I get 2 slices of brownies, please?" one of Bella's regular customers said that morning. Bella had just put up the open sign on the door and wasn't expecting someone to come in immediately. "Oh, I'm so sorry. Our brownies are not ready yet. It won't be out until the next 15 minutes, Bella said. "Oh, I guess I came in too early," the man said. "Come on, Tim. There's no such thing as coming too early. You were right on time," Bella chuckled, and Tim laughed. "You just said the same thing," Tim said. Tim was a man in his late 60s. He was a frequent customer and one of Bella's friends at the pastry shop. "Okay, can I have some donuts while I wait?" Tim asked. "Sure, but you know I won't sell you donuts laced with sugar. You remember what happened the last time," Bella said. "Why do you have to remind me every time? As a young boy, I was warned not to consume so much sugar. Now I'm old, and the rule hasn't changed," Tim said. "It's for your own good, Tim. Trust me," Bella said. "So, if you would prefer your usual cup of coffee, it's not too late." "All right then, a cup of coffee will do," Tim said. While Tim waited for the brownies to come out of the oven, he chatted with Bella about his cat and other important things. Aside from talking about his cat, Bella knew little about Tim. All she knew was that Tim loved her brownies, so she created a special recipe for him. Bella also knew that Tim had some sort of corporate job because he always showed up in a suit and looked sharp. Once, Bella tried to ask Tim what he did, but he refused to talk about it. Seeing that Tim was hesitant to talk about his work, Bella stopped asking. Every day, Tim would be the first person to arrive at the shop. On some evenings, he would be the last to leave. Aside from the brownies, which he ate every day, Tim also loved Bella's cookies and her sugar-free cupcakes. Sadly, despite working at the pastry shop for over 20 years, something heartbreaking happened. One day, while Bella was attending to some customers at the shop owner showed up unannounced. "Bella, I have been receiving complaints from our customers about you," the shop owner said. "Really? That's weird because I haven't had anyone complain about anything over here," Bella said. "Listen to me, Bella. I know how much you love this shop, but it has come to my notice that you are becoming too old for your role," the shop owner said. "Come on, Jake. I might look old, but I'm stronger than you think," Bella said. "I'm sorry, Bella, but it's time to find someone else who will take your place. I can no longer bear the customer complaints. I'm doing this for your own good. You can finally rest and do whatever you want with your life," the shop owner said. "No, please. If you fire me, you will take away my purpose. Baking makes me happy. I'll be lost without it." Bella said. I'm sorry, Bella, but my decision is final, the shop owner said. That same day, Bella was unexpectedly fired after serving the pastry shop for more than 20 years, and this shattered her heart into 1,000 pieces. Bella did not know that the shop owner was firing her not because she was old, but because he wanted to hire a cheaper employee, as he could no longer afford to pay Bella. 2 days after Bella was fired from her former job, a helicopter hovered around her house. Out of surprise, Bella was forced to go out and see who it was. To her greatest surprise, it was no other than Tim, her regular customer who stopped by the pastry shop every morning. Tim, is that you? Bella asked in shock when Tim stepped out of the helicopter and walked toward her. Yes, please excuse me for the dramatic entrance. I had to come here in a hurry because the traffic was crazy, Tim said. I'm confused. What are you doing here? Bella asked. I'm here because I miss you, Bella. I stopped by the pastry shop this morning and learned you no longer work there. What happened? Tim asked in a concerned voice. Oh, about that. I was fired. So I'm back to my hole to figure out what I'll do next, Bella said. You've always talked about opening your own pastry shop. Why not open one? Tim said. I can't afford to do that, Tim. Opening a pastry shop is pretty expensive, and I can't afford it, Bella said. Immediately after Bella said that, Tim gestured at one of the men he was with to bring his briefcase. Then he opened it, took out 3 bundles of money, and gave them to Bella. This should be enough. If you want more, please let me know, Tim said. Oh my God, Tim, where did you get all this money? Bella said in a surprised tone. It's from my business, and I want you to have it. I have to go now, Bella. When we next meet, I hope it's in your pastry shop, Tim said before walking back to the helicopter. That whole day, Bella could not stop staring at the bundles of money she had received from Tim. In fact, she thought she was dreaming, but it was reality. Funnily enough, Bella did not know that Tim was a multi-millionaire. The reason he loved Bella's baking so much was because it reminded him of his late mother's pastries. In addition to that, Tim loved how Bella always treated him nicely, even without knowing who he was. 2 months after Tim visited Bella, she got a big space and opened her own pastry shop, which she had always wanted. On the day of her grand opening, Tim showed up to congratulate her. He stopped by the shop every other morning like he used to, and the 2 friends formed an unbreakable bond. Bella's new pastry shop quickly became the heart of the community. With her signature warmth and care, she recreated the magic that had once drawn customers to her old workplace. Only now, she poured her energy into her own dream, crafting every detail to reflect her passion. Tim became her biggest supporter, not just financially, but as a trusted friend who cheered her on every step of the way. As the shop flourished, Bella often thought back to that dark moment when she was fired. What had seemed like the end was really a new beginning, thanks to an unexpected act of kindness. For Bella, it wasn't just about the pastries or the money. It was about being seen and valued. As she greeted her growing line of customers each morning, she realized that the joy she gave to others had, in the end, come full circle.